Hello, my name is Hyungju and welcome to the Dark Room News. This is part 2 of my trip to Türkiye, and I used my film camera Canon f2QL and Kodak Vision 3 just like in part 1. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, there's a link above somewhere, and I hope you enjoy it. On day 5, we spent some time in Antalya and moved to Pamukkale. Early in the morning in Antalya, we passed through the old town and took a cruise. It was fascinating to experience the diverse landscapes of Türkiye, from the dried Cappadocia to the Mediterranean coast. We moved to the beach and enjoyed it for a while. Antalya is famous as a summer resort, but unfortunately we couldn't swim due to the limited time. On this trip, I really enjoyed looking at the scenery outside the window. Feeling the atmosphere and geography changing through the journey was a very unique experience. Pamukkale is famous as the place where Cleopatra took baths. Also, we could see 𝚑𝚎𝚕𝚘𝚎's Roman heritages. We had a car tour and dipped our feet into the famous Pamukkale hot spring, and there were many tourists like us. From day 6 onwards, we started to feel exhausted, but overall the trip was still enjoyable. On this day, we traveled from Pamukkale to Shrinje, Éfeso, and Manisa. We did a bit of shopping in Shrinje, and I ended up buying some soaps. When I visited Türkiye, I was fascinated by a particular scent that seemed to be everywhere, in the hotel and even in mosques. However, I couldn't quite put my finger on what that scent was, so I bought some soaps that had similar fragrance, hoping to identify it. Éfeso is an old Roman Empire city. Before visiting Türkiye, I had expected to learn more about Ottoman Empire and the Crusade War. However, I was surprised to discover that Türkiye also had many Roman heritage sites, and it felt like a complete package of Mediterranean coast. After Éfeso, we headed to Manisa. We only slept in Manisa and moved right away to Bursa and Istanbul. Sadly, I used my last roll of Kodak Vision 3. In Bursa, I saw the 𝚤𝚘𝚘 clock tower and went to the Panorama Museum. After we arrived Istanbul, I went to the cafe and took some Turkish coffee with my sisters. And we spent our last night in Taksim Square. On day 8, we took a cruise in Bosphorus Strait. There were so many seagulls around the port. After the cruise, we went to 𝚤𝚘𝚕𝚘 Palace. It was a beautiful palace and we could see the heritages of the Ottoman Empire. But we couldn't see all of them because it was time for us to go back to Korea. So this is part 2 of my trip to Türkiye. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed my trip. And I got a film recommendation for you. The film that I want to suggest you in this episode is After Sun. It was directed by a Scottish director, Charlotte Wells. It beautifully captures the memory of summer vacation that Sophie and her father had in Türkiye. I think it's the film that you can feel more than what I can describe, so I hope you to watch it and feel the roller coaster of bittersweetness. So this is the end of my video, and I'll see you in Seoul.